Jigs and fixtures, general rules for designing. Compare the cost of production of work with present tool with the expected cost of production using the tool to be made, and see that the cost of building is not in excess of the expected gains. So the amount you spend on building the item should not be more than what you can sell the item for. Decide upon locating points and outline clamping arrangements. Make all clamping and binding devices as quick acting as possible. Make the jig foolproof. Make some locating points adjustable and avoid complicated clamping arrangements. Provide round all the corners. Provide handlers wherever these will make handling easy, like lifting it, holding it. Provide abundant clearance. Provide holes and escape for chips. Locate clamps so that they will be in the best position to resist the pressure of the cutting tool when at work. Place all clamps as nearly as possible opposite some bearing points of the work to avoid springing action. Before using in the shop, test all jigs as soon as they are made. Materials used. Jigs and fixtures are made of a variety of materials, some of which can be hardened to resist wear. Materials generally used are high-speed steel for cutting tools like drills, reamers, and milling cutters. Die steel used for press tools contain 1% carbon to 0.5 to 1% tungsten and less quantities of silicon and manganese. Carbon steel used for standard cutting tools. Collet steel, spring steels containing 1% carbon, 0.5% manganese, and less of that of silicon. 5. Non-shrinking tool steels. High carbon and high chromium, very little distortion during heat treatment, and used widely for fine, intricate press tools. Nickel chrome steels used for gears. High tensile steels used for fasteners like high tensile screws. Mild steel used in most part of jigs and fixtures. The cheapest material in the list, and it contains less than 0.3% of carbon. Cast iron used for odd shapes to some machining and lubrication and laborious fabrication. Cast iron usage requires a pattern for casting. It contains more than 2% carbon. It has self-lubricating properties. It can withstand vibration and is suitable for base. Nylon and fiber used for soft lining for clamps to damage workpiece, to avoid damage to the workpiece due to clamping pressure. So you have some amount of springing there so that the workpiece can move slightly without scraping or pressing patterns into the surface. Phosphor bronze used for nuts. It has high tensile strength, used for nuts of the lead screw. The factors considered for the design of jigs and fixtures. The component must be designed to be studied carefully. It ensures work is performed in a proper sequence. Maximum operation should be performed on a machine in a single setting. The capacity of the machine, careful consideration to be performed on the type and capacity of the machine. Production requirements. Design to be made on the basis of actual production requirements. Then comes the decision on manual and automatic tooling arrangements. The location. Location should ensure equal distribution of forces throughout our sequence of operation. That means where you're locating the workpiece. Location should be hard resistant, wear resistant, and has a high degree of accuracy. So where you put the workpiece that is to be shaved or cut or machined otherwise. Movement of workpiece should be restricted. The location should be foolproof to avoid improper locations of the workpiece. It should facilitate easy and quick loading of the workpiece. The redundant locators should be avoided. Sharp corners must be avoided, and at least one datum surface should be established. Datum surface, that means you make that surface as a reference to place it and other workpieces. So you put a mark there, you mark the workpiece, the surface, and say that's where you're going to put the pieces to be machined. Loading and unloading arrangements. There should be adequate clearing for loading and unloading. That's the workpiece that you're working on. Hence, process becomes quick and easy. The size variation must be accepted. Shouldn't be too high, too low, too big, too small. It must be within acceptable standards. It should be hardened material and non-sticky. The clamping arrangements. Quick acting clamps must be used as far as possible. The clamping should not cause any deformation to the workpiece. It should always be arranged directly above the points supporting the work. Power driven clamps are favored as they are quick acting, controllable, reliable, and operated without causing any fatigue to the operators. Features of clamps. Clamping pressure should be low, should not cause distortion, so you don't want to clamp it too hard, causing it to be squeezed out of shape or to bend. It must be simple and foolproof. Movement of clamps should be minimum. Case hardened to prevent wear, and sufficiently robust to avoid bending. So case hardened means you harden the surface, the outside surface, so it doesn't wear down too fast. Clearance between jig and component. To avoid various sizes of work, there should be clearance there. To accommodate various sizes of work, you should have clearance to put in different sizes of pieces of material that you're going to work on. The chips to pass out of the opening between them, so whatever is cut off the metal or other material, those chips should be able to have clearances to fall. Ejectors to remove the work from close fitting locations, and the speed of uploading of the parts from the tool, and hence the production rate should be high. Or the speed of unloading the part. Once you are finished cutting, shaving the part, you should be able to remove it, to unload it very quickly. Based on body construction, the methods used: machining, forging and machining, casting, fabricating and welding. Those are some of the methods used to make these jigs and fixtures. The tool guiding and cutting settings. By adjusting the machine or using cutter setting blocks, the cutter is set relative to the work in a fixture. The drill bushes, fittings on the drill plate guides the tools. Rigidity and vibration. It must possess enough rigidity and robustness. It should not vibrate so as it may lead to unwanted movement of the workpiece. Safety. The operation should be assured full safety, and the cost should be simple as possible. Cost incurred should be optimum. The materials generally used for the jigs and the fixtures. Cast iron makes the body. The stud is made of mild steel. The drill bush is made of gunmetal. The pin is made of mild steel, and the nut made of mild steel. Alright, so that is it for looking at introduction to jigs and fixtures.